Hello everyone. Welcome back to the e-learning space for MGM Higher Secondary School, Bokaro. This is the second video for English Class 8, the main course book, Unit 1, Section C. In our previous video, we read and understood the chapter A Retrieved Reformation written by O. Henry. As we know, this unit is based on surprise and suspense. While going through the summary and the chapter, we understood that the lesson is about Jimmy Valentine, a burglar who mends his ways, turns over a new leaf when he falls in love in a new city. Let us now understand the title a little more in detail. James Valentine, the hero of the story, A Retrieved Reformation, is provided with a chance to retrieve or salvage or preserve himself from walking down the path of burglary. He is given an opportunity to reform or improve his ways. He was released from the prison. It was his chance to turn over a new leaf and walk the straight path. But he starts breaking into walls and saves once again. In the city of Elmore, love transforms him from a criminal to an honest businessman. When he saves Agatha from the vault by breaking into it, once again he is exposed to the dishonest world, but when Ben Price turns his back on him, Jimmy gets a final chance to reform his identity. The title, A Retrieved Reformation, speaks about Jimmy's reformed ways. Let us now come to the textual exercises. Okay, so the first exercise is about the passage. Read to understand. A. Answer these questions with reference to the context. First extract. With that act, Ralph D. Spencer passed away and Jimmy Valentine took his place. What does that act refer to? So while reading the story, children, we understand that act means the act when Jimmy Valentine threw off his coat, pulled up his shirt sleeves and started using his burglary tools. What led to that act? We can write the two young girls who were the daughters of Annabel's elder sister. They were playing around the vault and the younger girl was trapped inside the vault. When Annabel begged Ralph D. Spencer to save the little girl, it led to that act. In what sense did Ralph D. Spencer pass away? So Ralph D. Spencer is dressed up as a businessman, but when Annabel begs him or requests him to do something in order to save Agatha, he slips into his old personality. That is why it can be said that Ralph D. Spencer passes away, and the moment he starts using his burglary tools and breaking into the safe, he comes back to his true identity. Come to the next one. I don't know that it makes much difference now. Who said this to whom? Jimmy is saying this to Ben Price, who is the detective. What does it refer to? It refers to the fact that now he has been discovered. People can make out that he is not an ordinary businessman. He is a burglar or maybe something more. It refers to the fact that his identity is no longer concealed. Why did he say this? He says this because he has used his criminal skills for a good cause. But of course, that is not going to be anything in this world. People will see him to be somebody who possesses burglary tools, and knows how to open safes and vaults. Even though his intention of opening the vault was for a good cause, he thinks that it does not matter. He thought that he has now lost the love of Annabel and the respect that he had earned because of his new personality. That is why he says this. Answer these questions. How did Ben Price guess that burglaries were done by Jimmy Valentine? When we read the story, we understand that Jimmy, when released from the prison, went straight into his room and took out his burglary tools. And later on, we come to know that Ben Price is informed about some burglaries. And when he looks at the facts and the cases, he realizes it is Jimmy Valentine. So, what makes him say so? Because it was a neat job. This kind of neat job, these kinds of clean job can only be done by Jimmy Valentine because he has those sets of clamps and tools. You have to write that. How did Jimmy get information about Annabel and the town? Remember, children, when Jimmy came into the new town and he laid eyes over Annabel, he saw a boy who was loafing around. He gave him some coins, or rather bribed him with some coins, and gathered all the intel about Annabel and the town. What happened to Agatha at the bank? Agatha is the little girl. She was accidentally locked inside the new vault which Mr. Adams had installed in the bank for safety. She was playing with her elder sister, May. Ben Price never handled petty criminals. How do you know this? Okay, petty means small or simple criminals. How do we know this? In the story, there is a part where the author tells us when the losses mounted too much, then the cases were brought to Ben. That means little theft or small acts of robbery are not Ben Price's area of work. He only pays attention to big criminals. This shows that when the losses have amounted to a lot, he is sure that the matter is now not the matter is big enough for Ben Price. Why did Spencer show a courteous but not too intelligent interest in the safe? See, Jimmy Valentine, who was now Ralph D. Spencer, was already a quite skilled burglar. He knew everything about the safe and the vaults. That is why he did not show much interest. But because he was forming new alliances with the family, because he was going to marry Mr. Adams' daughter, that is why he was courteous, but he did not become too intelligent. He just showed his interest because he was going to be a member of the family. Why do you think Ben Price pretended not to recognize him? When we read the story, we come to know that because of love, Jimmy Valentine had become Ralph D. Spencer, and he had left his old ways of burglary and dishonest means of earning, and he was following a straight path and honest means. And because he had to save Agatha, a little girl, from dying inside the vault, he gave into his old skills. And Ben Price saw this. He recognized that his ways have been reformed now, so he did not arrest him and pretended that he did not know him. These are the value points that I am discussing with you. Please, when you form your answers, children, make sure you form it in a proper sentence. All the answers in proper sentences. Discuss and write. Sorry, we couldn't make it sooner. Who is the we the speaker could be referring to? I told you while reading the story that we over here is perhaps his friends, including the owner of the bar and the advocate, the lawyers who were trying to get Jimmy out of the prison. The safe had to be broken to save a life. Was it an easy decision for Jimmy Valentine to make? Why? No, this wasn't an easy decision for Jimmy. He had left his old ways. He really wanted to settle down with Miss Annabel Adams. a beautiful young woman whom he had fallen in love with, and that had made him change his old crooked ways. So, saving a life in front of the entire public and his new family would mean giving away his new identity and exposing himself, the old self, to the people. Yet he did it. This shows that he had a goodness in his heart. The risk was too much. He could have lost his love. He could have not married Annabel. The consequences were too much, and yet he went ahead and did the right thing. Do you think Ben Price did the right thing by saying, I don't believe I know you? What does this show about Ben's sense of justice? I personally think that yes, Ben Price did the right thing because Jimmy Valentine was no longer Jimmy Valentine. He was a changed man. So there was no need to punish him now. For a year, he hasn't done anything bad. He has truly reformed himself from a life of crime and was trying to earn a serious living and start a straight life in a new city. So, according to me, this shows that Ben had a good sense of justice. And maybe Ben tried to reward him for saving a innocent life. It is a subjective answer. You can give your answer also. If you think no, he did not do the right thing, it's up to you. But whatever you answer, it should be very well logically balanced. The word engaged has been used in two different contexts in the text. Ralph Spencer engaged a room means booked a room. He was engaged to Annabel Adams means he was betrothed to be married to somebody. Now you have to look into the dictionary and find two more meanings of engaged, and you have to find out how these words are used, and then you have to use these words in sentences to show the difference. The Ben Price sauntered in. The word sauntered describes a casual and leisurely way of walking. Can you think of other words to describe different ways of walking? Demonstrate the words below with your partner. Look for the meanings of the words you don't know. So here are certain words given. Act it out. First you find out the word in the dictionary, and after understanding the meaning, try to act it out. And then make sentences also. Amble, march, shuffle, stride, stroll, swagger. You are going to do this on your own with the help of a dictionary. Coming to the grammar part, functions of sentences. Read these sentences. Oh my God, what shall we do? She could die of suffocation in there. Get away from the door. You will notice that there are four types of sentences in the above lines. Can you match each sentence to the type? We have already done this in your grammar book, chapter 1, sentences. And only 4 sentences are given here, so you're going to do this on your own. You know there are declarative sentences, imperative sentences, exclamatory and interrogative. Interrogative asks a question. Exclamatory always expresses a sudden feeling. Imperative shows command or request, and declarative is a simple assertive sentence with a period. Oh my God! What shall we do? Get away from the door. She could die of suffocation in there. So match the column. A sentence performs many functions. Declarative sentences are statements. They could be affirmative or negative. Interrogative sentences ask questions. Imperative sentences issue commands. Exclamatory sentences express strong feeling and emotions. I just now explained this to you. Analysis of sentences. Sentences can be divided into 3 categories. Simple sentences have one main clause, subject, object and verb. Jimmy unlocked the door. There's one subject, one verb, unlocked, and its object, door. She unpinned the bird. She is the subject, unpinned is the verb, and the bird is the object. So in such a sentence, in a simple sentence, we only have a subject, a verb, and its object. Coming to compound sentences. Compound sentences have two or more independent clauses linked by a coordinating conjunction. And, but, so, far, yet, nor. So we know conjunctions are those words which link sentences or words together, and a compound sentence has two or more clauses and they are joined together with the help of conjunctions. There isn't enough air and she could go into convulsions. Two different sentences joined together by a conjunction and. Come to complex sentences. Complex sentences consist of two or more clauses, an independent or main clause and a dependent or subordinate clause. They are linked by subordinating conjunctions like because, though, when, although. In 10 minutes, breaking his own burglarious record, he threw back the bolts and opened the door. In such a sentence, we see that there is one main clause and the other subordinate clause is dependent on the main clause. Why are these types of sentences used? Simple sentences can be used to create an easy to read style. They can be used for imperative or exclamations. Compound sentences place equal importance on each clause, and complex sentences include more details and they create a feeling or atmosphere to build up to a climax. Now here is the exercise based on the above. Read the sentences and identify the sentence type, whether it is simple or compound or complex, and then you have to find out their function, whether they are declarative, imperative, exclamatory or interrogative. Can't you do something, Ralph? Try, won't you? He looked at her with a queer soft smile on his lips and his keen eyes. Annabel, he said, give me that rose you're wearing. She unpinned the bird and placed it in his hand. Jimmy stuffed it into his vest pocket, threw off his coat and pulled up his shirt sleeves. Ralph D. Spencer passed away and Jimmy Valentine took his place. 6 sentences are here. You will do this in the book itself and we are going to discuss it in the online classes. Coming to time to listen, this is a work that a map is given here. You don't have the audio file for this yet. So what you have to do is, Ben Price needed to find his way to Elmore Bank from the railway station. So look where the Elmore railway station is and where the Elmore Bank is. You have to trace the route that he'll be taking. And you just have to describe what all monuments or places he is passing up while on his way from the railway station to the Elmore Bank. It's quite easy, just the way you describe somebody's location to reach somewhere, the same way. Time to speak. Work in groups of 4. Give your group an interesting name. Given below are 2 stories that have been mixed up. Put the sentences in order to make the 2 stories. There are 4 sentences for each story. The stories start with people's name. So first thing first, we cannot do this in group as we all are in our houses, but you have to do this on your own in the book itself. Whenever we meet, we are going to perform the role play and everything. So we'll go ahead with the exercise. 2 stories are given here. Each story has 4 lines. A full moon was shining through the trees. Anusha was alone in the dark house trying to sleep. He was near the Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. She sat up frozen with fear. Nikhil was driving on a beautiful stretch of road. Suddenly she heard the sound of breaking glass. Then she heard footsteps approaching her room. In the moonlight, he noticed a small child crying by the roadside. 2 different incidents are there and each incident will have 4 lines. So just find out which lines are suitable for which incident and mark it. You can continue the story in the rough copy if you want to. You can plan a funny ending or a scary ending and then you can present your story to the class. And you can rate yourself who spoke well, how much eye contact was there, how much fluency was there, and how are the actions, how was the content, and you can mark yourself. This is an activity for later work. Coming to time to write. Now a summary is a piece of writing that contains all the main points of a longer text. It does not have detailed descriptions or information not required to understand the story. Remember these points when writing a summary. So when we write a summary, children, we only include those points which are important, and we write it in such a manner that if somebody does not have to read time to read the story, he can look at the summary and understand the main idea that is there in the story. So the summary must have a title, it must contain all the important facts, highlight the main words or points as you read the text. These are the ways in which you write a summary. It must have a title, important things should be underlined and highlighted. The language should be simple and events recorded in the same order as in the text. So obviously the tense should be simple so that this reader does not get confused, and the order of the action should not change. Make sure that the past tense is used and that all direct speech is written as indirect speech and in the third person. Yes, when you're writing a summary, remember you always have to write in indirect speech and you have to refer to the third person always. Here is a small sample how the key points are covered. See. Jimmy went to a hotel and gave the clerk a fake name, Mr. Ralph Spencer. He expressed interest in opening a shoe store and settling in Elmore. Shortly after this, Ralph Spencer saw Annabel Adams, and from then on a real transformation took place in Ralph Spencer's. That is Jimmy Valentine's personality. He finally met Annabel Adams and decided to live straight. His business did well and he decided to give away the tools of his old trade to Billy, but soon after this, Ben Price, the detective who had been tracking him, arrived in Elmore. This is almost the first half. Now you have to summarize the rest of the story in only 100 to 110 words in the same way. This you will do in your rough copies. I hope you're maintaining an English rough copy for extra words, vocabulary, sentence making. So there you're going to write this. High order thinking. Okay, Jimmy decided to gift his burglary tools to his friend. In effect, he was encouraging his friend to become a better thief. How would you evaluate his action? Now, in the story, we come to know that Jimmy Valentine had written a letter to his friend Billy and he was going to give his burglary tools to his friend. Of course, Jimmy was going to follow a straight path, but does that mean that giving the tools to his friend meant that he is encouraging his friend to become a better thief because now he will have the new tools? This is something to ponder on, and this is something to help your creativity and imagination expand. So think outside the box, try to explore those horizons of creativity, and give me an answer to this in the online classes. I hope the lesson is clear to you, and if there is any confusion, please note down your doubts for the discussion time. Coming to the assignments. I'm giving you just 4 assignments from this lesson. First of all, you must read the lesson and learn the hard words. Please use our pencil to underline the hard words. You have the glossary. You have to learn the word meanings from there. You have to do exercises A and B that is given on page 19, which is about the passage. It is the reference to context and the question answers. These two must be there in your English copies. And lastly, whatever you have understood after listening to the story, after reading the chapter, whatever imagery comes to your mind, you have to give a pictorial representation of it. Only this much. That brings us to the end of the lesson. Thank you, students. Take care. We are going to meet in our next video.